Right now it's 7:05, so let's start. All right, so home is where the heart is. This is our motto right now, what we're going through, what we're using. Our logo slogan, you can call it one of our slogans, or is it actually the other way around? No matter where our home is, our heart is going to be there. So that means that wherever our home is, even if you're in your home right now and you have to move for whatever reason, you're gonna take your heart with you and you're gonna make that home your home. Of course, you're gonna leave memories on the last home. You're gonna be building new memories on your new home. So like I said in the beginning, it could be a job relocation, it could be finances, it could be empty nesters, it could be separation, divorces, death of a family member, or it could be as simple as thinking to yourself, I would like to move to the mountains, or I would like to move up north, I would like to move up to North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, New Jersey. I would like to move to the West Coast. I just had a couple that sold their beautiful home in Pembroke Pines because they had to move to California with their daughter who's getting married, and they wanted to be close to her. And I was, of course, here to help them with the process. And so whether thinking of buying or selling, this information might be what you are looking for to make a decision of moving or not. Right? So, and I know what it is to be there because I was there myself. Let me tell you my story. I went through a divorce. My marriage to the father of my daughter only lasted 3 months. It's crazy. A lot of people tell me also that wasn't a real marriage. A lot of things happened in those 3 months and also right after that. And I was, of course, devastated. It was really hard for me, and I know what it feels to be there. I was left with nothing. The only thing I had was a car under my name, nothing more. So that's my story, and I did not know where to go or what to do. And what do you think happened to me? Question for you. So I was able to move into my own home with a little help from a mentor, a real estate company, hard work, and God by my side. I was able to move into my own home. And I'm not saying that you are in the same situation. However, life happens, and there are 3 points here to remember. I hope you're not going through what I went through to sell or buy your house. So I hope it's a complete different story because I know what it is to be there, and it's a really hard position to be in. However, that is what made me stronger, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want to help people that might be in a situation similar to the one that I was. So, however, if you're going through something similar, you are in good hands because I know how it feels and I care about you. So, I care about you because I was there. I was there. I know how hard it is, and especially when you have children. It's my mission to help people in similar situation to get not only a house, but a home. You're not alone. Yes, I was trained to help you. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a real estate consultant. I have 17 years of experience. I have an associate's in communication. I'm also a Chase Agent Express. My specialties are, I'm a listing agent. I am a buyer's agent. I put listing agent again. So I'm double listing agent. I'm a relocation agent. So meaning if you own a home right now and you would like to move to another home. So I have experience on that. Actually, I consider myself a pro on doing that because I can do it within 30 to 60 days. Actually, and I do the sale of the property and the purchase of the property at the same time. So that means that the seller sells, when they sell their home or right after they sell the home, they close on their new home and then they move in. So I also do consulting. So this is part of what I'm doing right now. I also work with landlords, people that own their investment properties, and I rent those properties where I get their qualified tenants to move into that investment property. So listing agent means that I work with sellers. So that means that I sell their homes for them, and I have a very high record of getting the highest price and closing it in also in between 30 to 60 days from listing the property. So I'm also a realtor with LPT Realty, which is the fastest growing brokerage in the US. I am also a former agent from Keller Williams Realty, and I'm a former Board of Realtors ethics member. I am a 7 times graduate of the real estate training board by Diana Kokoska from Keller Williams Realty. Yeah, I'm also a team leader, and I have helped hundreds of people achieve their goal buying and selling their properties. I deliver dedication, persistence, integrity, and a deep knowledge of the real estate process. I also have a real estate podcast. So this is the link. I'm also a real estate YouTuber. I also have a Facebook real estate page where I do advertising there, as well as Instagram. And so let's start. Let's start about you. I don't know your exact situation, but tell me your symptoms. Are you getting married and need a bigger house? Or do you just want to move to the mountains or to another state or overseas? Is it an investment property that you're thinking about? Or do you just want to cash out, get your money back, your equity back? Do you need help on how to do that? Are you job relocating? Are you coming to this area because you got your job transfer here, or do you have to relocate to another state? Are you going through a separation or a divorce? Was there a death in your family? Or if our finances short and can't afford the mortgage payments? There are different scenarios, and for each family and each person is different. So by now you probably know already what are your symptoms, where you are at, and with that, let's move forward. What's the cure? What's the cure for those symptoms? So number one, I would say find a professional to help you go through the process, which is a real estate agent, a professional real estate agent, also a real estate attorney. If you're selling and also buying a property, I would recommend that. I would also recommend a family attorney if you're going through a family situation, and title company, reputable title company. And by doing this, you can do it in the shortest period of time with minimum to no stress. And you can move on with life because life goes on and it gets better. And who will benefit? Of course, your children. If you have children, your family, also your friends, the people that are around you, right? Everyone around you is going to benefit because at first, actually, the one that is going to benefit all of this work is for you. You're going to feel better, not only feel better, but you're also might be increasing your, the investments that you have in a positive, good way, because you are going to be creating a long-lasting generational profit gain, generational gain. And this is something that I have helped a lot of people do, and I would like to help you too. So here, Yami, she lives in New Jersey, and she has been renting her single family home in Sunrise, Florida for years. And she was not able to attend to the needs of the tenants in the house in her investment property here in Florida in Sunrise as needed. So also now, and on the other hand here, meet Anne. And she works at Miami International Airport and takes care of her mother and son. And Anne was looking for a bigger house for her family as she's getting married. So these two women are real people, are real women. I use pictures not especially from them. But these are two real people that I have worked with. So Yaimi needed to sell her property as she was spending more than she could. And Anne needed to find a bigger house to accommodate her family. So these are two different people. Yaimi was selling her investment property, and Anne needed to get a bigger house. So then Yaimi hired a real estate agent to sell her investment property. So she hired a listing agent, and her house was listed at $575,000. Her house had 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a pool. Very, very beautiful property, fenced property, 2-car garage. And Yaimi did not have to travel to Florida to prepare the house to get it ready to be sold, because the agent worked with her from Florida. The agent from Florida worked with her to get the house ready and got all the ducks in a row to make that happen. And Anne was approved for a loan of $600,000. She started working with a real estate agent. She made a plan on her home search, price range, and the type of house she was looking for. And she knew what she wanted. And this is something that I really liked about Anne. She really knew what she was looking for. And so what happened? We took both of them, Yaimi and Anne, from the problem to the solution. So in one hand, Yaimi sold her house to Anne at full price, and Yaimi was freed of the worry of having to maintain the house while she was in another state. And Anne found the house that had the space she needed for her family. So this is a picture of the house. Very beautiful house. And Yaimi and Anne were very, very happy and pleased with the process. So the story of Yaimi and Anne was successful, a successful one. And on the other hand, there are people that are not experiencing this level of success. Where do things can go wrong, you might ask yourself. So there are a lot of, steps where this can go wrong. So there are some of them I have listed here. The inspection is one. The appraisal is another one. Not performing as the contract states, meaning the dates are not respected on the contract and not respecting the deadlines, lack of communication, and lack of ethics. So here, these are very, very common. We find that a lot of agents because they're not usually full-time on real estate and they don't have experience. Communication is not good and the ethics is very, very low. So here I'm going to bring you some statistics. 86% of buyers purchase their home with a real estate agent or broker. Also, buyers who would use their agent again or recommend their agent to others are 89%. Yeah. So one thing that I have to say is that the buyer's agent is free. They don't pay the commission. The sellers do. The seller pay the commission to the listing agent and to the buyer's agent. Here I'm going to give you some home seller statistics. Also, 86% of sellers were assisted by a real estate agent when selling their home. Also, recent sellers typically sold their homes for 100% of the listing price, and 38% reported reducing the asking price at least once. And the typical home sold was on the market for 2 weeks. Wow, these statistics are recent and they are from the National Association of Realtors. And these numbers tell us, regardless of the news, that properties are selling as fast as in 2 weeks. So to continue, 36% of sellers who used a real estate agent found their agents through a referral by friends or family. And 27% used the agent they previously worked with to buy or sell a home. So yeah, there's a fraction of people that are referring their agents because they did get a very good service. And that is what we want to replicate. We want to give an outstanding service so that we not only work with the parents, for example, also we also would like to work with the children, with the kids, with the brother, sister, with the extended family, right? So, and then not only that, our mission is to continue our relationship forever, and also help everyone not only stay with one property, but grow their gains by becoming investors and growing their just generational wealth. Also continuing, sellers who definitely will use the same agent again was 73%. Wow, that number is high. Sellers who definitely will use the same agent again. That means that 73% of sellers are happy with their listing agent service. So here, new home sales. The sales of new single family houses reported in March 2023 were at a seasonal adjusted annual rate of 683,000, according to estimates released jointly today by the U.S. Census Bureau and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. This is 9.6%. above the revised February rate of 623,000. So prices have increased, but it is 3.4% below the March 2022 estimate of $707,000. So this is the new home sales. They have decreased, not as much as people are believing or they have been told by the media. This is also real numbers from National Association of Realtors of the homes that have been sold from February and March of 2023. Let's talk about sales price. The median sales price of new houses sold in March of 2023 was $449,800. This is the median price. The average sales price was $562,400. For sale inventory and month supply, the seasonally adjusted estimate of new houses for sale at the end of March was 432,000. These represent a supply of 7.6 months at the current sales rate. So there are homes to be sold right now in this market. Now let's talk about this. This pertains to sellers. So I would like to talk, this part is very, very, very interesting for people that are staying in their current home because of their low rate. So let's talk about the low rate cost analysis for the LRCT. So let's say, for example, the first example that we have here, this person has an interest rate of 2.5%. He has a mortgage of only $100,000 and an equity of $400,000. The price of the home is $500,000. The second example is the same rate, 2.5%, and a mortgage of $400,000. The equity in that home is $100,000, and the price is also $500,000. So here, the mortgage is interest rate locked. So the mortgage here is interest rate locked. Also, the equity is market rate adjustable. So do you understand what I'm saying here? So the mortgage, yes, is locked at 2.5%, and the equity is the market rate adjustable. So right now the interest rate is at around 6%. So that equity is market rate adjustable. So now, where is the line? When does somebody that has a low interest rate say, this is when I'm going to make a move, and why, right? So let's say there's another person with an interest rate of 2.5% and their mortgage is only $50,000. The equity is $450,000 and the price of the home is $500,000. Well, here the examples are changing, right? Let's go to the fourth example. Same 2.5%, a mortgage of only $10,000, an equity of $490,000, and a price of $500,000. So here, even though the mortgage in these examples are locked at 2.5%, the equity is not. The equity is not. So it's very interesting, this example, and people here, I would recommend people that have lower mortgages are in a position in where they can take out this equity and buy another property, right? And rent their current property for the rental prices compared at the current interest rates, because that's what's happening. Why have rental properties gone high? Because they go hand in hand with the interest rates, right? So the person that is going to rent this house of the mortgage of $50K or $10K are going to pay for that home and potentially pay for the second home. Wow, big eye opener, right? So let's talk about the rate opportunity arbitrage review. Why am I talking about this? Because arbitrage, what's arbitrage? Arbitrage means taking advantage of price differences across markets to make a buck. If a currency, commodity, security, or even a rare pair of sneakers is priced differently in two separate markets, traders buy cheap version and then sell it at the higher price to make money. And this is what's happening. This means this is a rate versus payment. And this gives future business. This is what people are doing right now. They're taking advantage of the lower interest rates that they have with the lower mortgages to say, okay, I either can't sell right now and buy my second home and with my equity, or I am going to make my current home an investment property and I'm going to use my equity to buy my second property and become an investor. Wow, that first property is going to pay for that home and for their second home. This is what a lot of people are doing right now. And going back, of course, if you are here, for example, if your mortgage is $400,000 and your equity is only $100,000, I wouldn't recommend so much selling. However, you could also take advantage of this equity and buy a second home. And become an investor. For this person right here, I can recommend to sell and either buy a future home cash or use also from the equity and buy another home and use this property as an investment property. But this one, not sell. The higher the mortgage, no sell. The lower the mortgage, sell. Both examples can buy. I would recommend buy a second property and becoming an investor. So now I'm going to talk about buyers. I talked about sellers. I'm going to talk about buyers. So this information is also good for first-time buyers, tenants, people that are selling and then buying because they're thinking, oh, the prices are high or the interest rates are high. I've already talked about that in the previous slides, and also investing. So there are banks that are giving help to buyers to incentivize on buying because it's also a good time to buy. Why? Because the rental prices are actually higher than what a monthly mortgage payment would be in the same home. So right now, Chase is giving up from $1,000 to $10,000 in closing costs for that buyer. And also, second thing, the buyer gets $1,000 to $10,000 back for working with me as their agent. Also, nurses, doctors, firefighters, police officers, and there is a program that is called the Home Heroes Program that is giving up to $25,000 in closing costs. And if I was a nurse, a doctor, firefighter, police officer, I would take advantage of this incentive and jump. So together, between nurses, doctors, firefighters, police officers, combined with all this help, so it's $25,000, and for working with me would be $1,000 to $10,000, right? So now I'm going to play a video for you. If you're thinking about doing the move, if you have made a question for yourself, I hire a realtor in South Florida, Broward County. Why? If I can do it myself, well, here is why.
Can you buy or sell a home in Broward County without losing thousands of dollars on your bottom line? We don't want that, right? But you need to do a few things. Be sure to hire a real estate agent when looking to buy or sell your home. Hi, I'm Claudia Monasterio with LPT Realty. That's an awesome question. And we always talk about working with companies to buy or sell a home without an experienced realtor, or by hiring a discount broker who will sell your home for next to nothing because they lack the experience to be able to actually compete with agents and brokers who truly know how to outperform them in experience, negotiation, and sales. It makes me crazy. Now, I don't pronounce to be a doctor, but buying or selling a home is most likely one of your largest assets in your life. And you wouldn't operate on yourself, would you? Yeah. Don't like the sight of blood. I faint. When hiring a doctor, would you want to hire a doctor that specializes in fixing whatever body part you have trouble with? For example, if you broke your hip, you wouldn't go to a doctor. No, you wouldn't. You go to an experienced doctor who specializes in hips. So do the same with your real estate and mortgage professionals. It truly makes a difference between you losing a lot of money and potential interest when you're selling. If you hire an experienced real estate professional to capitalize on your investment, or a lender who isn't experienced enough to actually know what programs are available for you to capitalize on, well, that's things for you. So hire someone experienced. Lastly, what about negotiations? What if you were being sued? Do you want to hire the very best attorney to keep you out of jail or to keep more money in your pocket because you have to pay out? Of course you would. You want to hire a good attorney who can negotiate between you ending up in a slammer or possibly being bankrupt. Well, your home is no different. Remember, it's most likely your largest investment. So be careful not to hire an agent whose only card that they can pull out is to reduce your commission because they don't have the negotiations and experience. Hey, if they can't negotiate, that means they cannot negotiate for your behalf either. And it could end up costing you thousands and thousands of dollars. So take my advice. Being a specialist, having lots of experience, knowing how to negotiate is the right choice when purchasing or selling your largest investment. I am Claudia Monasterio with LPT Realty. When I know the real estate goals, I make them my goals.
So that's completely true. It's I see what people that work with other agents experience. I have seen that, and it's saddening because the community of Pembroke Pines, Broward County, plantation area for Lauderdale, not everyone, not all the buyers and sellers have an excellent experience, and I want to change that. We want to change that, and we want to give the community a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So here, what are people saying about working with me? Here, Geraldine Montilis from Davie, Florida. She says, I have now purchased 2 homes and sold the one with Claudia. And each time Claudia went above and beyond to make sure I understood everything and felt comfortable. Sharon Stevenson from West Palm Beach. Yes, we also serve West Palm Beach. Claudia did an outstanding job. I recommend her to anyone searching for a home. She was so patient with us and was always reachable in herself via text or phone. And we hit a bumpy road when our lender didn't approve us, but she stuck with us through closing after we got a second lender. It was a long process for us. For others, it might be shorter and smoother, but she's really the nicest and efficient realtor you could ask for. She was always on top of things and readily available to discuss any questions or concerns we had. She even took pictures and recorded our engagement at closing when we went inside our new home. We were so grateful to have her represent us while buying our home. Yes, they got engaged. I'm going to post pictures of their engagement in my page, and you're going to see them if you are able to follow me in my social media, in Facebook, and YouTube, Instagram. Lenora Stafford from Lauderhill. She said, Claudia is an extremely knowledgeable professional agent. She's very patient and takes time to carefully listen and understand her clients' concerns in order to negotiate their best interests. Claudia has a keen eye for interior decorating. She helped me move around my furniture and clean up so that the photos taken of my home were stellar. With the help of Claudia and her team, I was able to sell and buy a home in record time. I highly recommend Claudia as a realtor who is dedicated to the profession and the clients she serves. She's always available and puts forth maximum effort to sell your home. Yes, we also do that. When we get a home, we do partial staging. We also do full staging. Depends on the property and the needs of the seller. So question for you. Do you know anyone thinking about selling or buying a property? So make your experience the best by joining the community of buyers and sellers that decided to work with us. So that's the end of my presentation. God bless you. I hope that this presentation has given you an insight of what you needed information on. And if not, please let me know. I am only one call away. And remember, when I know your real estate goals, I make them my goals. Here, you can call me and reach me at 954-918-5721, and I look forward to meeting you and see you then. Until next time. Bye-bye.